with the combo I'm using, and I will explain how each card will work in the end of this video. So first we have two Summer Egio, and then we had the Quintas, two of them, two Lightless Chain Alice, Dazzling Gold Alice, Party Enforcing Celica, Roommate of Free Spirit Yu-Gi-Oh! Then we had the Preparation Tesla Administer, Unexpected Administer. We had the Your Empathy Primary Chuka, Priming and Training Yu-Gi-Oh! And Kirito, an Unexpected Alice. And those are for the 1 stars. Oh, yeah, 0 ones. Next we have the Memory That Shouldn't Exist Yu-Gi-Oh! Fate Beginning Chain Yu-Gi-Oh! Revolution to Break Atlas, Lunchtime Yu-Gi-Oh! Body and Sword Yu-Gi-Oh! Sweet Temptation Administer, 3 of them. Well, yeah, I got the next 2 here. Then we had the Swordsman Pride Kirito, Feeling Towards Older Sister Celica, Girl to Be Safe Alice, Fighting the Minion Alice, Conversation Pink Squad Asuna, and we have 2 Birdo Lightning Attack Administer. The Awesome Night Alice Simply 30. Memory of a Younger Sister Alice, which is a level 2s, which is for level 1s, and those level 2s is, yeah. Then we have 3 Confirmation PK Squadron Elizabeth. And then we had the Stun Rika, Ocean Turtle Asuna. Some of them will be out of order, and I'll fix that later. In Hardware 2, Hardware Celica, 3 of the C9s, the Information Virtual World, 2 Cool Conversations C9. Those are level 2s. For the level 3s, we got Villainful Mirror Knight Alice. If you want my answer, Asuna. The Obstinature Administer, Night Sky Hero Kirito, Kirito Partner Yu-Gi-Oh! And Glitter Austin's Alice. For the climax, we had the 2 Where You Are, Crying Commit Fingertip, Ultimate Sword, Heaven's Trap, Two Temptation, Internal Pass, Stasis, Red Rose Sword, 2 Ruler of the Human Realm, Experience Multiplayer, Stay Cool, Nightblade Sky, Night Sky Blade, Blue Rose Sword, and 2 Partner Heat Shift 2. Those are the cards, and I will explain to you guys what each card does, and I'll show it to you. So let's say I have a Yu-Gi-Oh. What this card does is, if my opponent have, during my opponent's turn, any card that's in the middle of it gains 15. And if I have any stocks, this card can flip over 4 cards, and if I do, I get to draw 4, well, depending on how many climax, and that's how many I draw. For this Quinta here is very good because I can discard a random card in my hand, and I can get a level 3 of her, and then I can reveal this card, the Promising Absent Church Minister, and tap 2 Flux Light card, and I get to draw out the 5 card. The 2 combos that right here are very good, but I prefer having 2 Yu-Gi-Oh! So 3000 on 1 monster is very good. Next we have the Lifeless Chain Alice, which is, she's in a good card to draw as well if you don't have any other cards. So I can put one, the cost is just put 1 Frostlight card into my waiting room, so I don't have to pay a cost on my stock. And I get to draw the 4 cards, and I get to choose one of them, and then I get to choose one. One card among them, and I can put the rest that I drew from it goes into the waiting room. So it's very good if you want to get like climax levels 0s or level 1s or more draw power towards your cards. So that's very good. Next, this Alice here, and if all the characters in front of her gains 500, which I say is okay, but it's not as strong as the usual that I showed you guys earlier. But then her second effect is, when there's a climax placed on the stage, I can choose one of my character, and it gets 1000 at the end of the turn, which is okay, but not as good as the Yu-Gi-Oh. Same thing with the Party Enforcing Celica. So it's like a 500 boost, so, and then I can just add a Flashlight card from my waiting room to my hand. But I need to put 1 card from my hand to the waiting room and put this card. So it's like a 2-way cycle. You put 1 card, and I put another card with her, and then I can choose any Flashlight card that's in my waiting room. This Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very good because if my opponent, during my opponent's attack phase, and there's nothing else, I can just put it onto their center stage, or open center stage. So if there's nothing on the center, I can just put it there, and it's there. And alright. So for the preparation load test administer, that if I place her on the stage, I can put the top 2 cards from my deck to my waiting room, and if any of them are level 0 or lower, remember this card soul cannot be decreased. So even if it's side attack or frontal, it will not decrease as long as I have a 0 that I showed earlier. And then the second effect is when put one card from my hand to the, and when this card is placed from the stage from my hand, I pay the cost. If I do choose one flashlight card from my waiting return to my hand, and one of my other card gains 1,000 again. The only good one is the top one, because the second one is useless. Because why would I want to put a card in my hand and then just grab another one and just gain 1,000? It's not going to help. It's the same thing with this minister. This is okay if you want to save in minister. So yeah. So for Kirito here, you know what it does. If I had to a lower stock, it gains 15. So that will be a total of 4,000. Plus if I had the 2 Yu-Gi-Oh, that means it gains 3,000 already. So it will gain from 4,000 to 7,000 during my opponent's turn. So, and it will keep increasing in attack if I don't have any stocks. So it'll be good. That's just why I'm saying this with 2 Yu-Gi-Oh will be very good to deal more damage. Plus a level 2 or more wouldn't kill it. It's too much. And then we got the rest of the useless. This would be okay. If I have an adventure pass for the Yu-Gi-Oh, I get to choose a flashlight card from among them and put it and show it to you, my opponents, and put it in my hand and put the rest in my waiting room. So I can look out for a card. So pretty much it's like I'm saying, it's like a draw power, but with climax. For the Alice, it's okay, but it will return to my hand during my opponent's turn, and that is not good. If I have open space, my opponents can attack. So I prefer having the damage output on the field to keep her out on the field. And then the lunchtime Yu-Gi-Oh will gain 500 for each flashlight card out on the field. So if I have 3 plus 1 and then it's up 500, 1,000, 15, 2,000, 25, that will be almost like 6,500, which is good if you combine with the 2 Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I said, with 3,000, that's like 10,500. So that's pretty good if you can keep most of these cards out on the field. But my Body and Sword Yu-Gi-Oh, okay, it's when I can reveal the top card. If that's a first, it gains 2,000 in the end of turn. And when this is placed in my waiting room, so pretty much I can look out the 3 cards from my deck, review one or more cards, and on the flashlight card I get to put those ones. So if I have any of those flashlights, I can add one of them to my hands. So pretty much like it's like a sacrificial type of Yu-Gi-Oh. And then we had the Administer, which is good. This card will gain 1,000 for every Administer or Quinta that is on my level. So it will be good. So it wouldn't take like every time it will keep going and going. No matter if it's like opponent's turn or my turn, it's still gain 1,000. So that's be like 6,500, 7,500. Go on, and then it can do a lot of damage. Usually, swordsman try Kirito. If my level is 2 or higher, it gains 15, and that's pretty much what it does. And then I put one card from my hand into the waiting room. So it's just nothing special, it just gains 15 power boosts. And yeah, as long as I have 2 or more, which if you're playing casual, it's up to level 3. So yeah. So if you want not to play casual, you can go up to level 9 if you want to, which I don't prefer that. And feeling towards Celica, when this card is featured on the stage, choose one of my first light card, and that card gains 1,000 boosts into the end of the turn. And then when she attacks directly, choose one of my card, and that card gains 15. Not a very good card as well, but it's good for boosting for a little bit of time. But yeah. Go be safe, Alice. I put one card from my waiting room, and I can place any level 1 or lower 0 card, so it'll be very good right if I need to get more draw power. So it should be like, oh, I need more powers, draw power, so I use this, place one card, and then she will be, yeah, it's only work one time only, so that's it. And you just pick whatever if you need to draw power or do more damage output. Fighting with minions is very good. It gains 3,000 if I have another Kirito on the field, and if I attack with it for each trigger, for example, this is, yeah, if I have a trigger icon for a character, it will do an extra 1 soul damage to an opponent. So pretty much it would be like, if I attack with 3 monsters and all of them were trigger icon, she gains that amount of trigger icon. So it'd be like 2, 2, 2. So that's 6 on one character. So that's be like almost 7 damage to one opponent. Yeah, that's really insane if you can stop it. Asuna, strange, but I have her only because I have a Kirito. But when she direct an attack, she only gains 1 soul into the end turn, and that's it. It's the same thing with Alice. It's like a trigger icon. But yeah. Then we had the Brutal of Light Administer that I can put the top 2 cards from my deck to my waiting room, and if I have a climax, this card gains 3,000. That's a total of 6,000 already for her. And when this card goes down, the opponent, if it's 1 or lower, I can down that card. So it doesn't matter if it's level 1 or 0. If it kills it, that card that attack it goes down. The only way, that's it. All I can think of is the same thing. For the Zealous, it cannot side attack. It can only frontal, and it gains 1,000 for every first light card that is on the field, including itself. if I have 2 plus her and another 2, that's like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 plus that 8,000 on top of that. That's 14,000 already, which is insane. Unless you have a backup, I will understand, but yeah. Yeah, some of these cards, like I was saying, would be out of order, but so yeah, we already discussed this one. Then we had Xenon, which would be my backup with 25. I prefer keeping back cards in your hand. So every back card that I had, 2,500, 3,000, another 3,000 here, and then 3,000. That's a lot, and my opponent can, if they have less backup than you, if this amount is in your hand, I can guarantee you your opponent can't even do nothing. And then what? Oh, for this Asana is if you have her out on the field plus to where you are for with this, you get to replace her with this on the field. So it's like an exchange. So you don't, even if your level is level 2 and you have her out, you can summon a level 3 without having a level 3 level. So that's very good. She's the only one who can do that. And then we have, so the Asuna, well, no, we did already explain the Asuna, I mean Alice, sorry, that when this card down, if the level of my opponent's that is higher than my opponent's level, I can put that card into my opponent's memory. So let's say if I have a level 2, my opponent's a level 3, they attack her. She said, but that card goes into the memory zone instead. It can't even be on the field. So I can do that, and then during my next turn, I can attack on that open space. And then the Free Elizabeth, very good, come in handy if the opponent has level 3, because it gains 6,000 power into the end of the turn. And I can put the top card into my deck. And at the beginning of my climate, I can pay the cost. And if you do, I can add 1 card from my deck to my stock. And this card gains 15 power to the end of the turn. So think about it. Monster 14 plus 6,000 on top of that. Yeah, that's like 13 already, plus that extra 15. That's 15. That's, well, I think it's 15 because, well, not 15, because it's already 6,000 plus 7. So if I'm good at my math, which will be a total of, yeah, 13. 14,500. That's pretty good, but like I said, if we had 2 usual on top, still with this, it's will gain 3,000, which will give me a total of 16,500. Those are the level 2 cards. And now for the level. Alright. So I already showed you guys what. So this card, well, let's start from a level. So we have the Grimm's Thompson Alice, and then if there's a flashlight card in front of this card, gains 2,000 and the vulnerability. And yeah, during the battle, your opponents cannot play event card from their hands. If you event cards could be like backup or whatever. That's why it's called event. And then when this is placed on my stage, I can choose one of my opponent's character cards and return it to his or her hand. So let's say, oh, I have if the opponent prevent me from attacking, and then like, oh, you can only attack this, but with her effect, I can do that because I'm not attacking it. I send it to the person's hand, which would be good unless the opponents they can't play backup or anything. So that's good to come in handy. Then we got the we got usual partner and keto. So it'll be very tricky because for Yu-Gi-Oh, if I had 2 or less climate in my waiting room, it lowers by 1 level while it's in my hand. So I can summon as a level 2. So I don't have to be a level 3 just to get this which is good. And then during my turn, it gains 500 for 8 other flashlight card. Like I just saying, it just gains 500 boosts, so it will be like 25, which will be like 11,500. Which in the case, I don't think that's good. And then for the level here is also known not just level but it's also experience in a new era. And if I have Kirito, which is right here, that's in my level, I get a red rose sword, which is the climate. Actually, into my window and add it to my hand. And then for Kirito, it's almost like the same but opposite. If my level is 6 or higher, like I'm saying, you can go to level 9 if you want, but I prefer to go to level 3 if you want to have a casual, fast-paced match with other friends. It gains 15. But when this card is faced from my station in my hand, I can draw out the 2 cards and choose one of them into my hand and put the other card into the winner. Choose up to 1 character partner Yu-Gi-Oh, which will be this, from my waiting room, and place it face up underneath this card, so it'll be more like a marker. And then the second auto is when you have, if I can pay 2 and put 2 cards from my hand to my waiting room. When this card battles my opponent, and if my red rose art, which is the climate, is in a climate, I can deal 1 damage to my opponent if I have a marker underneath this card, and if you may pay the cost. If you do 3 damage to your opponent. So let's see if my opponent have 4 life. I can do 1 damage plus an extra 3. That is a total of 8, which is ridiculous. If you don't have climax, it's done. Game over. You're finished. So that's why I'm saying the only good one is the next 2 ability. Then also now I just showed you earlier that if you want, when this gains 500, yada yada, it's the same thing. You gain. But the difference is, yeah, it's during my turn, so it'll be 2,000 or 12,500 if depending on how many cards I have on the field for avatar or net. But I don't run those. I have it because I need draw power and damage output. And then I can use this ability once per turn. This card is placed on the stage from my hand or by the effect of the ocean card, which I showed you earlier. I can deal damage when damaged by this card is cancelled. It was cancelled. Put the top card of my deck to the winner and deal damage to my opponent equals to that card level plus 1. So let's say if I have a level 3, I can do a total of 4 damage. Level 2, 3 damage. Level 1, 2 damage. Level 0, 1 damage. So best if you get a level 3 or lower would be good. And then we have the Alice. And if this card is placed from my hand, I can put the top card from my clock to the window. So let's say if I have 4 damage, I can use her effect to put 1 card into my clock, from my clock to my waiting room. And then if I have a flashlight card from my hand, put 1 flashlight card from my hand to the winner. This ability is at 1 time per turn when damage is cancelled if the offensive sword, which is the climax again, it's in my climax area, you may pay the cost. If you do, put the top 5 cards from my deck to my winner and choose X, which is my opponent's side now, from my waiting room, return them to my opponent's deck. And your opponent shuffle his or her deck, and then X is damage to your opponent equal to the number of triggers